Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. Today we're going to talk about one of the most coveted and difficult to get obscure resources in the game. We're going to talk about lucky stones. What are they? Where do you get them? How do you use them? I got 114, and it's actually something you can't buy. At least I don't think you can. Anyone got any comment about that? Let me know in the description to the video. I don't think there's anywhere you could buy it. There have been, over the history of the game, there have been some rare events where you could like use tokens to buy one in an event, but it's very, very rare. It's difficult to get. It's one of the things Evony doesn't really want you to have. It's for rune stones. It doubles them. So if I grab, I got to grab a non-finished general here, and let's go to spec them out. So if we go right here and we go to specialties, here they are. So there is a chance to get defeating a player in enemy server war or battlefield. And what they'll do is they'll double. So if I go like this and I put some lucky stones on, there's a chance that instead of putting down 10, it would put down 20. Now, if you look at the percentages here, right there, if I go all the way, it's only 90% chance. The first one's 5, the second's 10, and then 10 after each one. I never do 90. I always do 80. I don't know why. I just feel like 80% will give me the same amount of chances as 90%. So I save one, and then every few I get a free one. And sometimes it doesn't work, and I'm really angry. But that's basically what they do. Now, we'll talk about when to use them in a minute. But first, we'll go into my battlefield reports. And so you get them from playing battlefield and having big victories. So there's a certain amount of troop numbers. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's kind of a guarded secret by Evony, so it might take a little while to find a report, but you can only get so many. I think it's 10 per battlefield, and then also in SVS. So there's one. So you do it by triggering Glory of Warrior, but sometimes you only get rune stones, and sometimes you get both. So the other thing too is that you don't get them all the time, and you don't get them if it's below a certain amount of troops. And sometimes it's just luck. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So there's one, and we'll take a little picture of this as well, what it actually looks like, and we'll use that in the thumbnail somehow. I'll tighten that up in a bit, but you can see here, I killed 440 million troops. Sometimes you have to kill 1 billion troops, sometimes 200 million. Sometimes it depends on your size. Sometimes it depends on the number of troops, like how devastating it was to the enemy. Like sometimes I'll get it from zeroing a 250 million player, and I took 240 million off of them. So it really just comes down to having a good victory and the game deciding that it was fortunate enough for you to get that lucky stone. Now, when should you use them? So let's go into my duty officers here. I think duty will be a good place for me to look here. So most of mine are fully spec'd out. In fact, they all are. So let's go over here. So we'll go into sub-generals, and you should only use them on the 4th specialty, okay? No other point in time should you use them. I know some people who will use it on the 3rd just to complete it so they could start the 4th. That's wrong. Just save. It's going to pay off. Just save. And now, only do it on the final level of the 4th specialty. Otherwise, it's a waste. So if I go right here, this is a 4th specialty. But you should not do it here. Because this only takes 3 million points. You should be doing it only on the final one because it takes so much. I think it's 8 million. Let's see. Yeah, it's 8 million. So in order to fully maximize these, you want to use it only here, and then if I might get 160. So, right, so it's costing 80 right here. That's why you want to use the lucky stones, because it costs the same no matter what level you're at. So you want to double that 80. You don't want to double that 50, okay? That's why that's your choice, because you want to do it on the highest level. You want to use your double on the highest possible level that you can, get the most value out of it. So if you're early in the game and you see them, don't be using them. Save them up And one day when you get to the final specialty of a general, you will be thankful that you have saved up and you got like 450 of them or 500 of them. And that might be enough to get you almost done the final specialty. Because here's another thing. If you look at your runestones, no matter how many you have, I have a lot. I have, wow, what is that? About 800,000 of the first one. The second one, I have about 650,000. The third one, 380,000. But the fourth one, only 50,000. So it's really, really hard to get them. And like, subscribe, leave a comment.